Zohran Mamdani is the left's Barack Obama, and when I say that, I'm not talking about his charisma or the excitement people have for him. I'm talking about the moment in time he occupies. Let's flash back to December 12, 2000, right after Bush was officially declared the winner of the 2000 presidential election. This was an election that Democrats lost, but seemingly only due to a technicality. The population overall still chose Gore, and this led Democrats to believe that they still ultimately reflected the will of the people. Then came the 2004 presidential election, where Democrats discovered that they didn't. Republicans, despite losing the popular vote 4 years earlier, did reflect the will of the people. Now, this loss was much more difficult for Democrats to accept because they could no longer just blame it on an outdated election system. They were simply less popular. Now, this opened the doors a bit for someone like Obama to come in. Someone no one would have expected could win just a few years earlier. Someone whose very name would be used against him, but someone who would also acknowledge the failures of the party he was running for. A young, one-term senator with little to no name recognition that was challenging a political dynasty, or a less popular, more controversial extension of a beloved Democrat. Someone who his voters would see as a literal embodiment of hope. Now, Barack Obama's road to the presidency can be traced back to his victory in the Iowa caucus, but how did he win there? He was trailing Clinton by double digits before then. Well, he did so by spending 87 days visiting every single town in Iowa. He spoke directly to voters, despite how long that would take or how inconsequential their individual vote might have seemed. A true grassroots campaign that would lead to a landslide victory, not just for him, but for Democrats everywhere. This should all sound very familiar. Now, just like the 8 years of Bush paved the way for Obama, the 8 years of Obama paved the way for Trump. Despite the excitement and hope of his campaign, his presidency was filled with a lot of gridlock. In A Promised Land, Barack Obama talks about how he thinks he spent too much time early on in his presidency trying to win over Republican lawmakers, just to create an image of bipartisanship, an effort he did not yet realize was futile. Now, maybe it seems silly to draw comparisons between a US president and a city mayor, but this mayoral election has gotten quite a lot of national attention. Now, of course, we haven't seen any of Mamdani's mayorship, but we know what it can look like, or at the very least, what it could lead to. Now, to be clear, I'm very hopeful too, but I think amidst all this excitement, it's important to remember that we have an opportunity to not pave that path again.